Lack of self-acceptance is actually self-harm. It doesn't just make you feel small or insignificant, it comes after your identity. Hi ladies, my name is Chioma Elion, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This has honestly been a long time coming, so I am so excited for you guys to join me on this journey, and it's such an honor to have you here with me for my first ever YouTube video. Thank you so much. We're gonna jump straight into things, but before we do, let's get acquainted. So like I said, my name is Chioma. I am born and bred in the UK, but I am Nigerian. I'm from the Igbo tribe, so shout out to all my Igbo sisters and my Igbo brothers. I love you guys. Secondly, I'm a business corporate creative, so I work as a projects manager in the corporate space, but I'm also very creative and I love this side to me, and I'm so excited to explore it further with you all. As you can see, I do love beauty and fashion, so there will be a lot of beauty and fashion content. But most important thing to know about me is that I am a Christian. That is the foundation of everything I do, and everything flows from that. So this primarily is a faith-based channel. Essentially, I'm here to document my journey navigating life as a Christian through different situations, different experiences, and build a community, because I know that there are so many of us out there. But this is also an invitation to anyone who is interested in starting a journey with Jesus Christ. Honestly, it's the best thing you could ever do. Life does definitely still happen, but the tools that you're equipped with to navigate life and deal with every kind of situation are invaluable. So I suggest it. Aside from that, I do enjoying life. Listen, Jesus said he came to give us life and life abundantly, and I intend on having an abundant life. And so there will be lifestyle content for all of you who are interested in that. So stay tuned. Like so many of you, I have been on and still very much am on a healing journey. And something that I have found so much comfort in is vulnerability. Not just being vulnerable, but experiencing the vulnerability of others. It has exposed me to various perspectives. It has helped me understand why I showed up in a certain way in certain situations. But it has also fostered community, and community is so important. It's a huge part of life, and definitely for someone who is on a healing journey. It's a gift that I've received from so many amazing people here on YouTube, but also in person, and it's something that I want to give back to you guys. And from the title of this video, you can see that we are diving straight in. So let's get started. I'm going to talk about my journey from rejection to self-acceptance. My brother. So for the first time in my life, or as long as I can remember, last month was the first time I told myself that I was proud of myself. I said, Chioma, I'm proud of you. And guys, it felt so amazing. For most of my life, I had become so obsessed with external validation that I never took the time to validate or congratulate myself. I thought that if I could achieve enough, impress enough people, or hit big milestones, that I would feel whole and accepted. But that was not the case. Seeking external validation is like pouring water into a bucket with holes. It's such a waste of time, and it's never satisfying. Research actually shows that self-acceptance is one of the biggest contributors to happiness, but one of the hardest things to obtain. Some of my biggest achievements, like graduating from an amazing university, landing an amazing job, my dream job really, straight out of university, could fill that void. Now, don't get me wrong, I was proud and still very much am proud of those accomplishments, and I thank God for the grace to be able to have done that. However, it didn't feel as great as me telling myself that I was proud of myself. And I know it sounds wild, but it's so true. Reaching a place of self-acceptance did not come easily for me. Growing up, I actually internalized rejection. Moments where people failed to love me the way I needed and so desired to be loved, I made my fault. I thought that I wasn't good enough, and I thought I wasn't worthy of such love. And I carried that belief for years, such that over time, rejection became my identity. Psychologists actually talk about how a lack of self-acceptance leads to limiting beliefs. And baby, that was me. I started holding myself back and operating at a level way below my optimum till it became my norm. When I knew that I could operate at 100%, I would give 65, 70%. At most, I would do 85%, but that was when I needed to. Constantly doing this became my norm, and I genuinely started doubting myself and my intelligence. And the reason why this is so wild is because by the grace of God, I have an amazing academic record. So reaching a place where I genuinely thought that I wasn't intelligent was crazy. Lack of self-acceptance is actually self-harm. It doesn't just make you feel small or insignificant. It comes after your identity, the very thing that everything is founded upon. According to society, I should have been happy. I had everything to be happy, but I was miserable and I was burning out. So one day I asked myself, Chioma, why are you doing what you're doing? And why do you feel the way you do? That question birthed a hunger and a thirst for something different. I needed a change. And at first I didn't know what I was looking for. It did feel out of reach, but over time and in hindsight, I realized that it was self-acceptance. I just needed to accept myself. And the beautiful thing is that God had been showing me that He loves me and that He accepts me just the way I am. But my inability to fully accept myself made it difficult, almost impossible to fully accept God's love for me. Self-acceptance isn't about ignoring your flaws. It's about seeing them, it's about owning them, addressing them, but choosing to not let them define you. And when I started to do this, everything shifted. I was growing in confidence. And for those who knew/know me, they would think that I was already confident. Yes, I could speak, I could present, I could interact with people, but there was a fundamental part of my confidence that was missing. And confidence without self-acceptance is so fragile because it's based on what you achieve and what you have, not who you are. Now I approach life differently. I don't approach things with the mindset that I'm going to fail. No, rather, I remind myself that I am capable, that I am able, I am not alone. I walk with Christ. And He has given me everything I need for life and godliness. Therefore, whatever is set ahead of me, I can do. Research actually shows that self-acceptance fosters resilience and reduces anxiety. And I am proof of this. I often think how God must have felt watching me pull myself apart for years. The daughter He so carefully created doubt in His work. But thank God for His mercy and for His grace and for His patience, because now we're here. From an ex-perfectionist, self-acceptance isn't about perfection. It's about seeing yourself the way God sees you and embracing that. The moment you do this, the lies that rejection, fear, and failure told you will begin to break away. It's honestly a beautiful journey, and I am not looking back. I am not going back to the place I was before I started this journey. And so if you are ready to start this journey, here are 3 things that helped me that I'm going to share with you. Number 1, recondition your mind. Teach yourself that with or without the accolades of man, without status, without accomplishments and achievements, you are good enough. You are more than enough. Go back to the place in your mind that taught you that you were rejected. The situations where people looked down on you and you felt that you needed to start proving yourself. Free yourself from that. And the only way to do this permanently is to use the word of the one who is sovereign, who is above all, and who has the final say. Speak the words that God has written about you over your life constantly. It can sound something like this. Father, you said in your word that I am beautifully and wonderfully made. Therefore, Chioma, you are beautifully and wonderfully made. Father, you also said that I am the head, I'm not the tail, and that you've given me the spirit of wisdom and understanding, counsel and might, knowledge and the fear of the Lord. Therefore, Chioma, you will not fail. You are the head and you are not the tail. You have the spirit of wisdom and understanding, counsel and might, knowledge and the fear of the Lord. You will succeed. This is honestly an ongoing battle. It's a battle of the mind, and you need to constantly find scriptures that disprove all the lies that your mind tells you. It's actually not your mind that's telling you these things. There are demonic spirits. We live in a very spiritual world, and these demonic spirits speak to our mind and disguise their words or their suggestions of us as our own thoughts. And so we believe that we are thinking this about us and we think it's true. So don't even believe what you think about yourself. Just go to the word, because that is what we know is true and will never change as long as God lives, which is forever. Number 2 is change your environment. This could be physically or it could be the people that you surround yourself with. I'm sure we've heard this before, so I'm not going to belabor the point. You are a product of your environment. What you surround yourself with is what you eventually become. Who you surround yourself with is who you eventually become. So Take yourself away from the situations, from the people, from the places that reinforce those feelings of rejection, being less than, not good enough, etc., etc. The onus is on you. Also, stop the negative talk. It's all well and good separating yourself from everything else externally that makes you feel worse and rejected. But if you continue to talk down on yourself, you will not make any progress. So replace your negative words and your negative thoughts with the words and thoughts of God, which again are found in the Bible. And finally, and I love this one so much, celebrate the small wins. Don't wait for something huge to happen before you feel the need or before you feel like you deserve to be celebrated. Don't wait for other people to celebrate you either. When you do something small, it could be as small as speaking to yourself kindly, completing your to-do list, overcoming a fear. Celebrate yourself verbally, but also physically. Take yourself out, buy something new. If you're like me, we're gonna go to the shops. These small celebrations over time build up your self-worth. And you need to remember that self-acceptance is not a destination, it's a journey, it's a process. And the first step is to see yourself through the eyes of love. And who is love? God. So you need to begin to see yourself through God's eyes. Thank you so much for spending time with me. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments what part, and also let me know what you're starting to accept about yourself. And if you have any other tips on how to reach a place of self-acceptance, please do share, because I'm here to learn as much as you are, and I appreciate your contributions. Share this with anyone you know needs to hear this, and please don't forget to subscribe so we continue growing and reach more people like ourselves. All right, I will see you in my next video. Toodles.